everybody. My name is David. I am the lead investigator of Paranormal Investigators of Northern Minnesota. Today, we have a special guest with us today. We would like to talk to Rob. He is from Rob Paranormal. He's the lead investigator, and we are going to talk to him a little bit about his experiences and also about our Boyd House investigation coming up here very soon. So, Rob, tell the viewers, how did you get into the whole paranormal experience?
Okay, so the whole paranormal experience thing was like I've actually been dealing with a little something since I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was about like 4 or 5 years old, I was frequently visited by two free floating apparitions. They were both female. One of them was very friendly. I called her the Pink Lady. Very friendly, very protective, more like a guardian kind of spirit. Uh, the other one was not so friendly. I called her the Blue Lady. Um, and did she did some pretty twisted stuff.
Yep.
Like it's it would sound unbelievable to like anybody else, but there's one particular incident when I was sleeping and I woke up and she was floating above me.
Oh, that would be definitely be something scary to see once you wake up.
Yeah, it scared the crap out of me. It was like it was like right in the middle of right in the middle of the night. So I just belted out the scream and called for my mom. It was, oh my god, it was rough.
I know what
Um,
I know what you're meaning by that because I actually had a similar presence like you actually, but I was living on my property for 25 years, and I was walking out of my room about 2 in the morning, and all I know is I look up because when you first wake up, you're not really all there. You're still kind of opening your eyes, kind of trying to open them up. Well, I look
yeah,
and literally my eyes just literally went wide open because all you see is these little red beady eyes in a black shadow just standing in the middle of the hallway. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Some presences are not the best to encounter, but I know definitely what you went through.
yeah, and definitely seeing a pair of little glowing red eyes staring at you from the corners seems to be a little creepy too.
Oh yeah, it was very it wasn't something that I wanted to see. Let's just say that. At first, I was a very big skeptic into the paranormal when I
Mm,
was younger. I didn't know if it was actually something out there until actually I saw that, and that was when I became a true believer, and that's when I became what I am today, the lead investigator for the paranormal investigators. So, another question: how many years have you been doing paranormal investigations?
I I've actually been doing this for almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years come August.
Oh wow!
Um, when I started when I because I'm only 31, and so I started when I was like in my early 20s. Like I think I was 22 if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of the times I was just doing like cemeteries, parks, uh stuff like that. Um, but I was very active into it. There was one point in my investigating time where I was literally going to a different place every weekend, and that was that was awesome. I love doing that. And there was even one night where we stayed out the entire night investigating different cemeteries. It was like we didn't get home until like 5 o'clock in the morning. We did like 4 or 5 different places that one night alone, and
Wow!
I'm like, it was awesome though because we went to this one place that we call Farmtown Cemetery, and I'm so glad I was able to find it again. Um, we were I was going through my review and stuff, and we ended up catching this voice that says, "Good hunting, boys. Good hunting."
Oh wow! See, now that
And
would be
I
really cool to hear.
and I actually still have it somewhere. Oh, it's on my SoundCloud, which I never use anymore, but still, it's there.
Well, that's a very long time to be into the paranormal investigation, investigating different places.
mm, it wasn't until just about a few years ago, like maybe 3, 4 years ago is when I was starting to get into some buildings. So once I started getting into buildings, that's where like everything just kind of turned, and I was like, all right, cool. I like this place. Let's try to do this place now. All right, that place is cool, but I want something bigger. I want something better. Like, what about this place? You know, and now here I am, 9 years come August, and I've been almost all over the Midwest now.
See, now that's what our goal is, to try to travel across the world. So that would be very interesting, very fun to do.
Yeah, the world is something I'm aiming for too. Right now, I'm aiming for the country, but eventually, yes, I do want to hit a place out in somewhere else. I have a couple fans out in England actually, and they're like, Rob, you should definitely come over here and check this place out. And I'm like, I will when I get the money.
So that you, I've been talking to a lot of other just random people on the street about the Boyd House. They
Mhm.
said that you have been at the Boyd House, if I'm not mistaken, about five different times.
Me personally, I've only been there one time.
Oh, only one time? Oh,
I've
okay.
only been there one time. Yeah, I
This
only went there
was
once,
so
and that was back in January.
January. How did that experience go for you? We're actually going to the Boyd House on August 3rd, 4th, and then leaving on the 5th. So, is there anything that you would like to tell us and our viewers on what to expect, or is there a particular spirit there that we should be leery of, or is there anybody that we should be constantly trying to contact there? Or
Um, well, first and foremost, I remember she was mentioning to me before the show about this lady. I thought it was a. I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought it was a guy. Then again, I'm not. I mean, I don't really. I'm not really a medium. I more like pick up on like emotions and stuff.
yep,
Um, feelings and stuff like that. So, um, but my experience when I was there, see, I thought I did pick up on somebody who was pretty cranky, a very cranky person. Um, and I actually thought it was a male. So, um, but this particular spirit, he didn't harm me or anything. Um, but it's pretty obvious that exactly like what she was saying before the show, this particular spirit doesn't like people being there or what
yep.
or like what's going on with it right now with all these people coming and going and stuff. Um, and I feel that that's very, very true. I can definitely tell you that that's quite true. Um, this particular spirit had a particular issue with me personally. I'm not really sure why. I was trying to figure that out when I was there, um, but I really couldn't figure out why. As a matter of fact, I actually have a voice, rather insulting voice captured on voice recorder, um, where somebody insulted me. Basically, we were talking. I'd mentioned like it's in the video. I said something like uh, I was talking to my buddy Paul. I said something to him about the mean guy because I guess I thought it was a guy. Anyway, um, I was like, something about the mean guy, and he's like, you guys the mean guy in the Peruma. I was like, and then he goes to me and he says, well, if you could say your name, I was like, that would be great. And right after I said that would be great, there's this gruff male voice that comes through. He says, you look stupid.
Oh, wow. So that's a very, very intelligent response right there on the EVP.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that hurt.
Well, I know there is. I know the one is Anne or Anna. Uh,
Hmm.
she was a smoker. I'm picking up the feeling of was a smoker.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm guessing that's probably where the raspy man voice came from.
Yeah, and it's very possible. I know in that purple room there, you said you guys are gonna be there for a couple of days, so you might want to try this. Uh, this is another reason why I thought it was a man, was because in that purple room upstairs, that's where his or her bedroom is.
Oh, yep, yep,
There's
right.
there's been reports of a man who watches you while you sleep.
Oh, that's where I'm gonna be.
Now you
I'm
sound like me.
I'm gonna be. Uh, I love it. To be honest, I love it. Where I'm to the point where anything that's really like any place that we go to and any room that's like the most haunted, that's where I'll be, because I want the most evidence to prove to all our fans and show everybody that the paranormal does exist. And
Hmm.
yes, they can actually harm you. It's not. There's a lot of people out there that talk about, oh, spirits can't harm you. They're see you can't see them. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they can't hurt you in any physical way. I've been scratched. I've seen people been scratched. So I mean, I believe it. Do you find
Yeah.
that to be true?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and break this down like this. Okay, so I've been scratched, I've been pushed, I've been hit. Um, I've even been partially possessed at one point. I
That's
mean,
good.
it's these people, the people who say that the spirits can't hurt you, they're I really don't even know what to really say to them, other than, okay, well, explain this scratch that I got when I was by myself over here. Nobody
Yep.
else was around me. There's no staples hanging out. There's no nails hanging out. There's nothing like that hanging out. I mean, when I went to Waverly Hills, I was walking down a hallway, and these hallways are not small. They're
Yep.
quite big. Okay, and as I'm walking down the hallway, I had a sharp pain in my left arm. When I rolled up my sleeve, I had two visible scratch marks on my left arm.
Did they feel like they were burning?
I know this actually did not feel like a burning sensation. This was more like somebody took their fingernails and right down.
Ooh. So it's an actual real like a actual scratch, not a burning sensation that most people say they get.
Right, right. I mean, it still stung like hell, but
Oh,
then there's like I was investigating the Shano place, this place out in Shano here. It was a girl's house, and she was claiming demonic activity. Her friggin' boyfriend got three large scratch marks on his chest right in front of me.
oh wow.
And then soon after that, I was just saying, hey, you need to leave him alone. This, you don't belong here, and going through all that spiel. I started getting burning sensation on my back. I
Oh,
went to use the bathroom, and I had what looked like somebody had taken their hand and scratched my back repeatedly.
oh, geez. Now that's a demonic possession right there, or not possession, but that's a demonic entity definitely hurting people there.
That was probably the first time I've ever actually like seen a demonic attack like that.
Yep.
Um, Although I've seen people possessed before, I've dealt with it myself. I mean, it sucks. It really does suck. Um, I mean, so when it comes to like harm in the paranormal, like, oh, can these spirits really hurt you? I mean, they're gone. They're not physical, so they can't really hurt you, right? You guys are wrong. They definitely can. I'm living proof of it. You're living proof of it.
Oh,
And
definitely.
there's hundreds upon thousands of other people who are also living proof of it.
Yep.
So, and that's just it.
And also I've been also being told about is because considering you've been at the Boyd House, people have
Mm.
been saying that there is a portal. Is that by any chance? Have you came across any sort of portal, like a portal? They said it was in the bathroom upstairs, but because actually part of two of our team members actually went to the Boyd House prior, and they were taking a video while standing in front of the bathroom, and all you can see is just a bunch of orbs just shooting out of the bathroom, like coming out of the tub.
I remember, I do remember Paul bringing that to my attention. Something about a portal being there, although I didn't really recall um, where exactly he said it was. Um, as for a bathroom, that's a pretty weird place for a portal to be.
That's right.
I
To be honest,
mean, The toilet's the portal. Oh. But no, I did hear of that, but I didn't, because that when we were still going there, uh, the place was still just like being like somewhat discovered by paranormal investigators,
Yep.
and only like a handful of people I knew ever actually went there. As a matter of fact, I think Jill Shelley was the one who first told me about it through. I think it was through here. Or somebody messaged me through my Rob Paranormal page, and they're like, "Have you ever been to the Boyd House?" And blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. I was like, "No, but I'll keep it on my radar now." And
Exactly.
then and then a couple months later, after I got that message, is when I met my buddy Paul, and he brought it to my attention, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So
Well, that's very interesting. Well, now at least I know that we're not the only ones that have been told that there is a portal somewhere in that house. Maybe on the third and fourth, that when we'll be live, that same place, we'll hopefully find it. And another reason why I believe that people or the spirits at the Boyd House are also angry is because they probably do get some investigation groups that say that they're professional, but in reality
mm-hmm.
they don't know what they're doing and they piss them off.
Yeah, okay, so and I'm gonna go ahead and comment on that real quick. Um, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I was one of those people. I was one of those people. You
Yeah,
know, walked
that's usually
in, chest, your chest puffed out. You're walking in all half cocked, thinking you're the baddest son of a gun there, right?
yep.
Until you piss off the wrong one. I mean, I used to do that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna be straight. And I ended up. I remember one night I was going over my review, and I'm watching this video footage of myself, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't get through. I couldn't get through the review because I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I yelling at my friend who's holding the camera? I'm like, why am I even yelling at all? Like, what am I doing? And then later on, I try to watch it even more. I'm yelling at what could potentially be thin air, and I'm like, why am I even doing this? Dude, literally, I watched like maybe 10 or 15 minutes of it. I turned my computer off. I was like, I can't watch this no more. it was so embarrassing. So eventually I ended up I was like, you know what? I know what my problem is. I'm trying to be like Zach Bagans. I'm trying to be like
Yep.
uh, all these other people on TV, and it's like, I need to be myself. If I really want to do this, then I need to be myself and be true to me. Like that's what I need to do. So I
Exactly.
started doing that. And the best part about the whole thing was that when I was acting like those guys, I wasn't getting a lot of followers. I wasn't getting a lot of people. People wouldn't really follow me at all.
Yep.
So when I decided that I should just be myself from now on, that's when things started taking a turn. Because I was just like, because now it's okay. Now you're being real. Okay, you're being real to yourself. You're being real to who you are, and more importantly, you're treating the spirits now with actual dignity and respect, like you should have from the beginning. You know,
Because then most likely they'll give you the evidence that you want if you respect them and treat them with dignity and respect. Yes,
that's
they may not.
exactly right.
Yes, they may not be here in real life. They might not have the human flesh body, but they are still here, just in a soul form. Their soul, their spirit is still attached to that house some way, somehow. But so basically, to tell our viewers, basically, if you are out trying to become a paranormal investigator, just be yourself. Don't try to act like what you see on TV because it does not work. Because if you act like what on TV, you don't want to provoke spirits. You don't want to piss them off because then they can either attach themselves to you and follow you to your home, or basically even worse, they could possibly even physically harm you.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that, and I'm glad you brought that thing up about evidence. That was my main point that I was trying to bring up before, was that when I was doing all that big tough guy stuff, I wasn't getting a lot of evidence. I'd get some, but I wasn't getting a lot.
Yep.
But then when I started treating everybody, the spirits with dignity and respect, and actually, talking to them like an actual person,
Yep.
then I started getting more stuff. As a matter of fact, I got some pretty interesting things throughout the 9 years I've done this. I mean, especially the thing at the Grand Opera House in Oshkosh. I'm still trying to figure out what that was. But I mean, that's just me though.
So then, is it just you and your team, or do you have other members of your team?
No, it's just me.
Just you. So you go to investigations all by yourself to any location, and just
well, sort of. My buddy Paul, he tends to come with. Well, let me rephrase that. I tend to go with my buddy Paul. My buddy Paul, he has his own YouTube channel. And basically what we do is he takes his camera and goes to one end of the building. I'll take my stuff, go to another end of the building. And we basically film both of our stuff at the same time with basically having almost no interaction. There have been times, though, where, we ran into each other and we'll investigate with each other for a little while, just kind of, turn things around, just give a little, try it out that way. But most of the time, he does his thing and I'm doing mine.
And that's exactly, we have a group of 10, and when we do our investigations, we are going to actually start splitting into teams of 5 each.
Mm-hmm.
Each team has their own lead on it. So basically, I think that's going to help us out in our investigations, especially when it comes to bigger ones. And then also, would you be interested and want to do the Squirrel Cage Jail with us on August 24th?
On August 24th?
Yep.
Maybe. I will have to take a look at my calendar for that to be sure. But okay. Maybe. I'll definitely keep you in the loop, though.
Because we did get a confirmation back from the Squirrel Cage Jail yesterday. They actually booked us down for the 24th of August, so I'm really stoked and excited about that.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I just like I said, I'll just have to wait and see what my schedule looks like.
Okay, and then with the Edinburgh Manor in Scotch Grove, Iowa, is there anything that you would like to tell us, or anything that you would like to warn us about? Especially with that manor, we've been hearing a lot about this Joker character, and I heard the Joker don't like men with tattoos.
Yeah, that's true.
In my case, I have a tattoo here, and I have one on my shoulder, and my other shoulder, and my back. So I'm ready.
Okay, so basically, this was my experience. There. Okay. I was actually in the basement.
Where the Joker is said to be.
Mm-hmm. And I was with my friend Lauren. We went down there together. Did you ever watch the Ghost Adventures episode?
Yes.
Okay. So do you remember when Zach started acting like a little weird or whatever down there, and he felt like he was like being constricted or whatever?
Yep.
I had the same experience.
Oh my goodness.
I was down there. I actually completely forgot about it until one of my Facebook friends had mentioned, oh, well, the same thing happened to Zach. I'm like, really? So I went back and rewatched the episode, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm down there, we're talking, and I'm literally just trying to talk to him, not saying anything bad. And then all of a sudden, I felt like I was being constricted. Like somebody was fitting me for a straitjacket. Like I was really constricted. And it was one of the most twisted feelings I'd ever felt in my entire time of doing this.
So it probably a straitjacket to you then.
Yeah, like a really, really tight though. Really tight. Ooh. We had to get the hell out of there. So I was like, yeah, we gotta go. So we left. Out of there. Other things to tell you about the Edinburgh Manor. Well, first and foremost, it's an amazing place. Cindy, she's awesome. I freaking love her. She's awesome. Um, with that being said, as for stuff to watch out for, mimicry of voices. That happened to me when I was there. Not only that, upstairs on your second floor, you'll have what is called the blue room. So when you walk in, you walk upstairs, you'll look to the left, you look to the right. To the left, you have the red room. To the right, you'll have the blue room. The blue room there is said to be two, if I'm not mistaken, Cindy said two female spirits, one male. That male is very protective of those females. Here's the thing. I never once provoked him. I never once said anything wrong. I never once said anything at all bad, demeaning, anything. Nothing negative to this guy. Okay?
Okay.
And he absolutely hates me.
Oh boy.
My second trip there, and this is no bullshit. Okay? My second trip there, sorry. My second trip there, I have a spirit box response from a male who says, gonna kill, as I kept walking up. And this is every time I would walk up to that door, I get a response, gonna kill. I'm like, dang!
I would be too. I would be out of there as fast as I could. But in reality, I would also be like, okay, this is the evidence that I've been looking for. This is enough right here to prove to people that this place is completely haunted. Not to interrupt, but we do have only 2 minutes left of this interview. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our viewers or even me for any experience due to the fact that you have going on 9 years of experience?
Yeah. First and foremost, just please do not walk into this all half-cocked the way that I did. Okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna cause you problems right from the beginning. You're gonna piss off the wrong spirits. You're gonna get yourself hurt. You're gonna end up getting attached. You're gonna end up having all these issues, and you're not gonna know what to deal with them. My best piece of advice: if you want to be a paranormal investigator, first and foremost, do your research. Like, study what these spirits actually are. Develop your own opinion, and just be aware that demonic entities are in fact real. They are out there just as much as angels are too. Another thing that the biggest thing to me though is that treat the spirits with respect. I cannot stress that enough. Treat them with respect. Treat them with dignity, because they were once human beings too. Hell, they still are.
Exactly.
They just don't have a physical body, as David so eloquently put it.
Exactly.
And just do your best. Do your best, and I hope you rock it.
Well, I really appreciate your time. There you go, folks. We are talking with Rob from Rob Paranormal. He's the lead investigator. Thank you so much for coming on our show today, and we greatly appreciate all the tips that you gave us. So when we go to our Boyd House and to the Edinburgh Manor in Scotch Grove, Iowa, on the 17th and 18th of August of 2020, I really greatly appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming out, and have a wonderful day for the rest of the day today.
Hey man, no problem at all. Thank you very much for having me, and you as well.
Thank you so much. See you
Thank
later.
You.